Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Houndmaster because...
Wow, Houndmaster? Isn't she great?
Yeah, anyways, I played Houndmaster for a bit today to try and get a good idea of how she plays. And
yeah, she's so fun, you know. She's really good if you get good with her, and she has like a lot of depth. It's actually like really cool.
Yeah, well, anyways, I tried to play Houndmaster for a little bit today to try and figure out how she plays, and
you know what I really hate? It's really weird how many people actually like hate this character. It's actually kind of crazy. I really hate the negative Nancy's in the community. It's so toxic here. It's really like, would you shut the f up?
You are so obnoxious. You haven't let me finish a single thought since this video has begun.
Wow. See, wow. This is like, you see, this is exactly what we're talking about here.
I hate it here. Okay, essentially this video is going to occupy two parts. First part is going to be actually talking about the Houndmaster, and the second part is going to be talking about Houndmaster fans, because I have a bone to pick with you. For those of you who are used to the more rant videos that I used to put out, where I would just not even do an intro, do anything, or just pop on and just like yap for a really long time, it's going to be a treat for you, because it's going to be one of those all over again. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, how do I feel about the Houndmaster? Something people have been asking me since the character has come out. And I have said no to every single one of those questions until I actually had a lot of firm tie on the character, because I feel like giving way too early of an impression on them is just unfair. But that's a different video that I've already made. You'll probably not be surprised to hear that my experience with her was less than positive. I did see the vision. There were plenty of times I'd be in a situation where, for example, with Shaq, I'd be trying to mind game Shaq, and then I would force them to vault the window, send Snug at the same time, hit them as they go through the window, and then they put them in kind of like a lose-lose situation. It was pretty fun. When I would get those cool like last-second snipes on Snug, it was fun. When those situations would happen, it'd be genuinely really amazing and really awesome, and I would see the vision there. But the key word here being the vision, because the character realistically only worked 10% of the time. I could not tell you how many situations I had where I would send the dog out and they would go straight through a survivor, touch their arm, touch their leg, not actually hit them at all. If you're one of those people that despise early release Wesker when he had the hitbox that was inside of his body, you're not going to like this character very much, because the story is much the same, where if you remember back in that time, Wesker would dash straight at somebody, would often just slide off of them, which was just wild to see. The visual feedback was terrible. You would literally have your hand out actively touching the survivor and not actually get them into a virulent bound. It made zero sense. It was super frustrating, and it's why they adjusted it. However, this is that, except to the umpteenth degree, because this character is just really buggy and really janky, and I honestly can't tell a lot of the time what's a bug and what's jank. Sometimes you'll send the dog Snug directly through somebody, touching their arm, touching their leg, and it won't get them, and it makes zero sense. And other times you'll send the dog at them and you'll miss by like a full meter, and it'll somehow latch onto them. I don't get the rhyme or reason to this. I don't know why this happens. One of the other frustrating things about this killer is that whenever you go to send Snug, when you're doing the grab version of their power, a path will be drawn out ahead of you to show you what the dog will actually do, but 95% of the time it does not do that. If it tells you, hey, this path is going to draw a line around this object, 9 times out of 10 he's just going to get stuck on that object and not actually keep going. So just a heads up, if you're going to be weathering this until they hotfix the character, don't trust the little paths that the dog shows you, where hey, I can go around this tire, I can go around this pile of junk, because for the most part he can't. So you can't really do that. I saw somebody on Twitter put this excellently. They said that like if Behavior was not a game where Behavior liked to just litter junk and crap all over the map, so this character would work. But because Behavior is Behavior and they just put anything and everything, just like take the trash bag and dump out everything all over the maps, this character is really frustrating, because like he's just gonna get stuck on everything. I've had even more severe bugs, like the character will just not do his second pounce. Like you'll do the first pounce, take control and redirect him for the second pounce, and he just won't do the second one sometimes. Like he'll just stare at you like, what? What do you want me to do? Like it was so weird. The worst one that was like really frustrating, and I got this like every other game. I literally got this every other game. I would successfully get the pounce as Snug, but then he just starts like grabbing them and pulling them the opposite direction, and to which you may say, oh, I've seen a Twitter post about this, Mr. YouTuber. I saw that when that happens, you need to just stand still. yeah, that does help. By the way, I think it's still weird that you were expected to stand still just so a character will function correctly. But also, this was not the case. There were plenty of times I'd just be out in the open. There were matches on Rotten Fields, matches on Azerovs, where we would just be out in the middle of nowhere, not near a loop, not near any junk, and it would just grab them and start pulling them away from me, like taking them away from the Houndmaster. I'm like, bro, where are you taking them? And it would happen like every other game. There was also a really scary bug where the dog jumped over the fun bus window and almost got stuck. And I ended up finding out through some friends that is very much a possible thing that could have happened. Sometimes when Snug jumps through elevated windows, he just gets stuck for the rest of the trial and just ceases to work. And then you're just 115 lady with Kane. So yeah, but TLDR is, how do you think about this character? How strong do you think they are? Well, it's kind of hard to have feelings or project the character's strength if they are just not in a functional state right now, whether because of actual bugs or jank or a combination of both. It's actually a combination of both. It's just really hard to tell where they actually are if they don't function correctly, because we don't have a full view. Even if you have somebody like Jane who's like getting obsessed with this character, trying to learn this character, the fixed version of this character will be different from the finished version of this character when it's actually hot fixed and changed. So all that's gonna go out the window. So like, I don't know. I guess we'll just find out. All I know is that this character only works like 10% of the time. I can see the vision, but she is not in a functional state. If you're looking to buy this character, I would wait until behavior actually does a hot fix, because holy moly, this character is super janky. Now this is where I have a bone to pick with you Houndmaster fans, because man, you have been obnoxious in the days that I have discussed this character, because I get it. I get that she's fun when she works. I have experienced that. When she does work, she is super fun. I have experienced that. I'm not disputing that. But if any time I open my mouth about this character, you're like, no, they're so great. I enjoyed them so much. They're so amazing. Like, you thought that like the intro was like a caricature of like a person. No, these are like actual conversations I've been having since this character's been out. Like, I'm no stranger to this, right? I'm no stranger to love. I'm no stranger to this, right? I've been streaming Dead by Daylight for 4 years, making YouTube content for 4 years, 7,000 hours. It's not my first rodeo. People get overly attached to characters. It is a thing, especially if it's a character they like a lot. It doesn't matter if they're broken, bad, whatever. Some people just get emotional attachments to killers. Happens. It's okay. But pretending that all this jank and all this bugginess is not here does not do your character any service at all whatsoever. If you want your character to be in a good state, if you want your bugs to be fixed, pretending they are not happening serves nobody. I had a conversation, particularly on this stream of the day of recording, that I made this video, where I had one of my stream viewers admit that the reason they are so aggressively positive about this situation is because they feel like there are too many negative Nancys out in the community, and they feel like they have to say something in regard to that. I'm gonna let you know something. Because Houndmaster's not the first of this will happen with. There were plenty of other killers. It's happened with Dracula, happened with Skull Merchant. There are people that are just diehard fans for specific characters, and no matter how much you tell them the way the character actually is in reality, they are going to feel the way they feel no matter what. And to that I say, as long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares? It's not your business, right? But you are never, ever going to change the mind of the negative Nancys. If that is truly what you're afraid of, then, there are people out there that are so toxic, they're toxic about everything, and they overhate everything, and they're going to ruin everything. You're not going to change their mind. By nature, if they hate everything, and they hate everything, whether it's actually deserving of that hate or not, they're going to feel that way anyway. Their line of thought, by nature, is irrational. Their line of thought, by nature, does not make any sense. So all you're doing by being toxically positive instead of toxically negative is adding a second problem to the mix. Now, not only do we have to fight the toxically negative people who are over-exaggerating the state of the character, now we have people that are toxically positive who are understating the state of the character, so they're not going to potentially get the help that they need because you just want to make sure everybody knows just how much you love your character. It's a pile of pixels at the end of the day, brother. If you're going to ruin the experience of the general player base for this game by potentially downplaying the severity of the bugs and the jank that she has just to prove a point, you are hurting the general player base of this game for no other reason than just a pile of pixels on the screen. This A does not get more fixes to the character because you're minimizing the damages. So the damages are going to persist. B, it's not even going to change the minds of the people that you actually want to change the minds of, because if they are out to hate everything in the game, they're going to do it anyway. They don't care what you think. If you're out here with your hate boner continuing to play Dead by Daylight despite despite being far past the point of actually enjoying it, you going, oh well, I think they're really good, isn't going to change their mind. You are not solving the problem. You know how you solve that problem? You don't feed them. You don't feed them. You've been on the, as many DBD players are, a lot of us are terminally online, aren't we? You know what you do? You don't feed the troll. You ever heard that before? Don't feed the troll. You know what a troll wants? A troll wants your reaction. A troll wants you to be upset. A troll wants you to be mad. So if they're being super toxically negative over everything and they never change their mind, what are you doing by confronting their opinion? You're feeding the troll. You're giving them what they want. So don't feed the troll. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of any time I'm like, wow, this seems kind of buggy or weird, or I wish this felt better. Just, well, I like them and I think they're the greatest thing ever. Well, yeah, where? Where did I ask? Can you show me? Can you show me where I asked you? What are you doing? I think this generally has like a wider in the DBD community about like how everything has to be a debate, everything has to be a stance, and everything has to be an argument, and we have to bicker over everything. But I feel like that's starting to get like into a different video. But I just want to say I have noticed, especially particularly with the Houndmaster crowd already, that they definitely have a can do no wrong, everything is fine kind of mentality with the state of this character, and you are allowed to like them. I think first off, not first off, this is the end of the video. Lastly, before we finish off here, I do want to say that like design-wise, this character is cool. They have a lot of personality. Obviously, they got a dog. They got a pepperoni. It's super adorable, super cute. You can like this character, but the moment you start fighting people with your positivity, it becomes toxic. Once you start like downplaying people's experience and pretending reality doesn't exist for the sake of everybody getting along and everything being positive, that's the other direction. That's toxic positivity. Toxic negativity and toxic negativity and toxic positivity are equally bad for the game. Just because you're having a very optimistic attitude about everything that's happening and forcing it on other people does not mean you're any different from the people who feel really negatively about the game and are forcing that mentality on other people. I don't know. TLDR. Houndmaster is cool, neat in concept. I can definitely see where this character will be cool once they hotfix some things and address some things. Definitely feel like this character was like released a little too early. I really wish behavior, if something was in a state where it wasn't truly finished yet, they would wait for like a couple weeks. I know it would throw off their schedule, but I'd rather wait a couple weeks to get like a polished finished product than one that was kind of buggy and janky like Houndmaster is. And honestly, if you're waiting to buy the chapter, I would wait some more. Wait till that first hotfix and then get her, because Jagged Compass, really good perk, not really worth dealing with the really awfully put together character at the moment. And second TLDR, if you're somebody who's trying to be toxically positive and pretend that the bugs aren't that bad, they definitely are. I'm glad you still enjoy them, but like by downplaying what's happening, you're gonna hurt the health of the character as well as agitate and upset more of the community. The very people that you're trying to fight and defend against, you're actually just kind of contributing to the same problem of creating a more volatile situation over something that should be as simple as, they released that a little early. That should have cooked in the oven a little bit more. Let's hope they fix it so this can be perfect. It'll be that simple. We'll just make it that simple. Okay. Yeah, that's my video about the Houndmaster. A little bit ranty, but let me know how you feel about the Houndmaster down below in the comments. But that's going to be it for today's video, friends. Thank you so much for watching, but thank you for spending a little bit part of your day with me. Hopefully it made your day a little bit better, but I will see you in the next one. And if I do not, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.